Happy New Year's everybody, and I hope you had an awesome time over the break period. I've just been working through it and completing this new studio. We've almost done the construction side of things, but with that I'm going to make this a two-part series instead of the third part being the final part, because there's still a lot of work to do in terms of finishing it off. But with that, today's vlog is going to get sort of all the base work done, and then we're going to move on to the final stage in the next part on the studio vlog. But it should be about another whole week and a bit until this thing is at least finalized for me to move all my gear down and start filming. With that said, let's get on with it. Now I've tasked a special hand from the one and only Dadman. Now people have been wondering what Dadman's been up to lately, and he's actually been trolling scammers, so I'll give you guys a little clip of that.
Oh, my son said it could be Optus we're with too on the power bill. Yeah. No, that's what my son said. I thought I was with Telstra. Okay. Is she going to Jamaica, did you say?
And so with that, today we're going to be doing the undercoat and of course going to finish off the colors. Now I actually need you guys to let me know which colors you think are the best, because we're still going to finish off the room. I've picked out 3 colors because I want to have kind of 3 different colors in the studio for doing different backdrop, different B-roll. But let me know in the comments what you guys think would be the best colors for this studio. No trolling as well, no trolling. And with that, we're going to start painting. Alright guys, so now we're starting to paint. We've got the method called the cowboy method. So we're now on day 2, and we've done this wall here a color called Reckless Green. I absolutely love this color. It's like, it's so cool. I don't know. We're gonna do another coat anyway with this. So we've done the first coat, we're gonna do the second coat, and then this is gonna be the feature gray color. So I'm gonna start doing this while Dadman starts painting the second coat on that. And then we're gonna go inside here and do this wall a orange and this wall a red. So that should all come together, and hopefully we get a lot of it done today. So this final phase of the studio, we've been doing this over a little over a month now, and I've had a lot of work to do in the meantime. Like I had to go to Bangkok for the Galaxy event, had to do a lot of reviews in the meantime, and so I actually lost some of the footage painting as well as doing the skirting and gluing that off. That's sad, but in the meantime, we've got the sound tiles, they've all rocked up. So basically I'm putting white sound tiles on the roof, and also on the side, I'll be putting black sound tiles in the orange section. So I'm still thinking of what sound tiles to put on the red walls, and also possibly in just the front of the teal wall, where I'll be doing a lot of the voice recording. So if you guys have suggestions for the colors of those sound tiles, then drop some links in the description or just some suggestions, and I'll check that out because I don't know what to do with the color coordination there. But also for the desks, we've got all that sorted out. Practically every desk is done now, so that's really good. I've just got to wait till we put the carpet down, and then I'll go book all those desks, buy them, and then install them, and that'll be in the next part. But also besides that, we've got the TVs, the monitors, everything's ready to go. So this is all coming together. So in the next week or 2 weeks, I don't know exactly when, because we've still got some water leaks happening in the studio, and we've got to fix them before we put the carpet down. So don't know yet, and it is raining today, so we'll get all that done, but it's coming together. So going through all the switches and all the electronical gear that's set up down here, we've got 2 data points down here. One is internet to the main hub upstairs, and one is to the data hub that I'm building down here because I didn't have enough data cables. So they're both 10 gigabits per second. All the connections down here are 10 gigabits per second Cat 6A, which was what we've used. just for future proofing as well. And it's, of course, the cable itself with the Cat 6A, it's a much better quality than the Cat 5. It's much stronger and it's also shielded better, which is another reason I would prefer anyone, or I'd recommend anyone use it over the 5E stuff, especially nowadays. But with that, we've got 2 more power points here. So we've got 4 power points in total at the end here. And with these lights, a bit more on this, we've got the CCFL lights. They turn on from 2 different switches. So the first will go on here, and that's just 1 light out of 5. And then we turn on the other one, and that turns on the other light. So we've got 2 lights here that can be controlled individually. And then if we need more lighting, we've got the other switch here, which we can turn on, and then all 5 lights will be on. So that'll just light up the main area, which I plan to do builds, B-roll and all that goodness. But with that, I'm using CCFL lighting. Now, one thing about CCFL lighting and why I love it so much is it's just so easy on the eyes. Proof is really in the pudding. If you grab an LED light, which I don't recommend, and you look at it for like a second, it'll hurt your eyes. You know, CCFL lighting, I can just look at it and the light is so evenly spread. And so with that, it's good for your eyes, not only in that aspect, but as I've talked about in the past, with it emitting the light mainly from the green spectrum, which our eyes see detail through rather than blue LEDs. So I've got CCFL's lights set up all through the studio. But over here, we'll take you guys over here with this lighting and explain a little bit more about this. So these are all lights that I can just put my hand up to and move around if I need light. So if I need a light over there, I can move it over there. Need light over here, I can point it that way. And then I've got light wherever the light needs to be directed, at least from up here. Of course, I'll have the extra lights to light up the product or light up my face if I need be, but that's always great support having those up there, especially if we're streaming and we need like some spotlights. But here's the streaming setup here. We've got a data point over here just to give internet access or even access back to the main hub, which will be over there. A little bit more on that later, but we've got a power point over here as well for the streaming setup, which will be just here. And then over here we have another power point, and this will be where I'm going to be charging all my like camera batteries, phones, and everything like that will be charged over at this point here. So that's like my little charging station. And then the final part, which we're going to move on to now, is the whole benchmark and main computer hub. So we've got a 6-point data switch here. So one of them is internet, and the other 5 will run over, one over there, and then all over here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're the rest of the 4. So 5 points in total back to the hub, which I will have my data back up here as well. And not only that, it'll be 10 gigabits per second, and I hope to RAID 0 some NVMe SSDs off this, so every computer can access games off this main hub. And with that, it'll just save a lot of time, especially for benchmarking and especially for installing new games. So I won't have to re-download any of those old games. But here in the middle here, you can see this is actually a speaker wire. And so before we put on the walls, I plan to have a 5.1 surround. So this will be the main seat here with the desk coming out here. And then we've got 5.1. So we've got cables coming in all angles of the room. So I do love 5.1 sound. It's an absolute blast. I also bought on the sales the Logitech Z906, I think it is. So, and of course we've got more power points here. So 4 more power points for the computers, which of course we'll probably use power boards to give us even more power points. And you'll also notice that they're actually 600 mil off the ground. So standard power points are about 300 mil off the ground. We've extended these up to 600 mil off the ground just to have no cables really showing underneath the desk. And then over here, the last connection is an internet connection. So we've got 3 internet connections down here and also 5 from this main hub going over to different points there. And then over here, the last wall is sort of like a TV. If I want to mount a TV here in the future, I've got 2 power points and then a TV point, and there's a light switch there. And lastly, here is for a intercom. So there's a data point there, and then there's a TV point or coax line anyway, which I don't think we will need. Anyways, that's about it for today. For the rest of the day, I'll actually be just gapping up the little bits outside if there's any little gaps so water can't leak in, because there are still some little bits of water leaking into the actual studio itself, and we can't have that once the carpet goes down. So in the next vlog,
carpet will be going down, desks will be installed, and also the new internet should be switched on and the computers should be on those desks ready to go. And with that, you guys will also see the new content coming out in that new studio. And with that aside, if you enjoyed this video, then be sure to hit that like button and let me know in the comments section below what you think of the new studio. Is there anything you would have done differently, or if there's any additions that you want to see in the new studio, then make sure you drop a comment, as I do read all the comments, and I'll catch you guys in another tech video very soon. Peace out for now. Bye. And here's the little balcony out here on the studio. This is the mess so far, so there's a lot of cleanup to do as well still, so that's one big pile of mess.